Today I woke up early. It's about 7 a.m. right now, and I decided, well, actually, I decided this yesterday, but I decided I wanted to basically watch every single Saw film in one day because I just like the Saw films. Okay, so I watched every single Saw film yesterday, as you saw earlier, and I wanted to talk about them, but I wasn't sure exactly how to talk about them. So I decided I'm going to make a tier list. I recently saw a lot of people all making them, and I've never made one before, but I thought it might be a little fun to make one. Just basically ranking every single Saw film. Every single one that I made, I'm gonna just do. There's only 8 films, so I'm only going to do 4 different little rankings here. So the first one is Game Over, obviously. So this is basically the film that I just did not care for at all. I thought maybe they should probably just take it out of the whole series. The next one is Play by the Rules. So this one might be one that I didn't necessarily care for, but maybe it was something not story related. Maybe it was something to do with how they directed the film or what they did. I don't know, just in the film that maybe would have distracted me from what the actual story was about. This was your test. So basically, this is one of the ones that I like, but isn't one that it would be my go-to movie that I would rewatch over and over again. And then Let's Play a Game is one that I enjoy just thoroughly, where I could watch it a million times. I just love everything about it. I love what they did with the story, what the direction they took with it, all the editing, everything. I loved everything about the film. So let's start with the first movies. So Saw 1, I do like a lot. I like it because it introduced me to the entirety of the Saw franchise, but it was not one of my favorites. I kind of felt like it was more of like an origin story. I know throughout all of the films we get backstory to them, but this was more set up in a way where it was setting up the universe for us, which obviously is the first one, so it makes sense that that would be what that film was doing. But typically I don't generally care for origin story types of things or things that set up the universe that we're in. I don't know why, I just don't typically enjoy them. But it wasn't terrible for me in the sense that I would never watch it again. I've actually seen this one a few times. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in Play by the Rules, just because there was something obviously I didn't necessarily care for about it. And that was just kind of the whole just them sitting there and just doing all their chit chat, and it just wasn't very action packed for me. I feel like they could have added a little bit more of something. There wasn't enough death for me. So I'm just going to put that in Play by the Rules because it wasn't my favorite, but it obviously wasn't the worst thing that they ever created in the whole entire franchise. So Saw 2. I liked this one a lot. It was, again, not my favorite out of all the Saw films. Sorry. Just because there was definitely more action. It was more of what I was expecting out of a horror style film or a gory film. There are more traps and all of that stuff, but then there was also kind of more stories. It wasn't just them sitting in a room thinking back on their stories. I felt more like active participants. So I don't really know. Like, it wasn't my favorite. I think for this one, I'm going to put it in Play by the Rules again. Actually, no, I think I'm going to put this as this was your test. Because again, I liked this film. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I definitely did enjoy it. And it actually was one of the ones that, again, sparked my love for this franchise. Saw 3. Now, this is probably one of my favorite out of the entire franchise. I loved that it just picks up right where the last one left off. I feel like here is, again, where I really saw that this was more than just gore, killing people. This was more of like the killings that happen in the film are what drives the entire story in a sense. And it's also where I really started to enjoy all the continuity that Saw is known for. And it kind of made me feel like Saw was more than Like I said, just gore, but it was also kind of a puzzle for the audience to figure out and solve. There was a lot going on with the whole story, and it was the plot twist at the end really kind of left me shook in a sense, just because I did not see that coming, especially when I was younger when this first came out. I didn't see it coming at all. I genuinely loved the ending, and I think this is the film that, again, made me love these films. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in Let's Play a Game. Because again, I could watch this one over and over and over and over again. It's, to me, a very good standalone film as well. Saw 4. Again, I like this movie because it does a very well job at the whole continuity. You see where things overlap. It tells a good background story. It's just everything that you know and love about the Saw films. But one thing that I thought was kind of silly in the whole film was the transitions that happened in the film. I don't know why, but they just totally took away from the story for me. Like, one thing would happen, but as, like, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. It's like, it was like zooming, like, this is happening, now this is happening, and like we use this as a transition to, clear to go into the next thing. I don't know, maybe I'll insert one where you can see that. But it was very kind of a bit much. I also know, I believe that Saw 4 is where they got a new director for the films, so that might have been a reason why. But I guess just like the editing in general is kind of what did it for me. But it's kind of hard because I liked that Saw 3 and Saw 4 are happening at the same time. So that's kind of why I also like it a lot. But I think because of the editing, honestly, it takes away a lot for me, and it's kind of very different, I feel like, from Saw 3 in that sense. Again, I know it's different directors and all that stuff, so I don't think that really makes sense why it would feel the same. So I think for that reason, and it made the film seem really cheesy. I really like these films, and I don't know why, but that one made it seem very cheesy in those transitions. So for that, I'm gonna have to put it in game over. I don't like that. I actually was hoping I didn't have to put any down here, but it's like, ugh, like literally when I was watching Saw 4, I could not get over the fact that those transitions were as bad as they were. At least I felt like they were bad. Maybe I'm just really dumb and don't know how film works, but I thought they were a little bad. Saw 5. Again, loved this one. It was great. I love how they always do that continuity, how they always do those plot twists, and how you see how everyone kind of not overlaps, but everyone has some type of connection to each other in these films. And I genuinely love that about these films. That's one of my main things that I love about these films. And I also loved the fact that the people that are being tested in the story, I guess, kind of was like a plot twist, because before it always was like, oh, you had to do it yourself and figure out how to live. But this one was like the first one where I felt like they had to work together in order to survive. And also I loved the more background story that they provided in this film. Obviously, every single film offers some background or flashbacks to kind of further the story along as well. But I don't know, I feel like I really enjoyed how this one did it. I feel like I learned a lot from this one. And also I was super sad on this one in that Detective Strom essentially died at the end. Sorry if you have not seen these films, even though I don't know why you wouldn't. They came out years ago. But I wanted him to live. But I think for that one, I'm going to put this was your test. Because, again, I really liked it. It's not one that I could watch over and over a million times, but I liked it for those reasons. And I like the whole idea, like, if we would have worked together, we would have all lived. And, yeah, so that's why I like that one. Saw 6. Again, this is kind of one I don't really have many thoughts on. It was also another one though that I genuinely made me love it. I don't know, it's funny because this is one of my favorites, yet it's one that I don't have too many thoughts on, maybe just because they did it really well. I just loved everything about it. I guess that's probably why I don't have much to say it. So, and it, again, like I already said, I've watched this one a million times because of those reasons, because there's something about it. I just love it. So I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to put it in Let's Play a Game because it's just one of my favorites. For some reason, Saw 3 and Saw 6, I just could watch a million times and just never get tired of them. Saw 7, or Saw 3D, as some people like to call it, because that's what the name of it was. So this one, I liked it again. Obviously, I feel like the common theme here is that I generally like all of these films. But this one, I just thought it was kind of funny because I felt like I was on John Kramer / his disciples, Jigsaw disciples or whatever, side and that they chose the author to be the one to go through these stories. I just thought it was funny, and I don't know. I kind of liked it. I kind of felt like I was wrong for liking it, but I liked it because I kind of felt like he got what he had coming. But yeah, again, I just really enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to put this one as this was your test. Last but not least, obviously we have Jigsaw, and I don't know, I felt like, oh my God, I just realized the movie poster that I chose for it has like Spanish, I'm guessing that is. Anyways, I feel like I saw some people giving harsher critiques on this film than I would personally give it. I know maybe some people thought maybe it was kind of not overdone, but like kind of redone, and the fact that they kind of, the twist was that it was happening on different timelines, like what we were watching was actually something that happened like way in the past, and I don't know, kind of basically they were redoing what they did, I believe that was in Saw 3/4, but I don't know, I didn't feel that way. I enjoyed it. It kind of reignited my love again for the whole entire franchise, and it's honestly one that I could watch over and over again. Am I wrong for that? Like, I feel like a lot of people don't like it, or am I just mistaken and people do actually enjoy this one a lot? I don't know. All I do know is that I like it a lot, and I'm going to put it on Let's Play a Game because, again, I liked it a lot. So there you have it. That's all my tier listing for the franchise. I'm actually very happy that I didn't have that many in Game Over. Honestly, I kind of saw it coming just because I love this series. Obviously, I watched every single film yesterday just for fun. Like, legit, I just woke up that morning and was thinking, you know what? I want to watch every Saw movie. Actually, not that morning. The night before I went to sleep and stuff, I was thinking to myself, like, I have 2 days off from work, and I thought it would be fun to watch every Saw film in one day. I don't know, typical day off things, I guess. But yeah, so let me know if you agree with my tier list, or if you think that it's stupid, or you would put it in a different order, or you just hate the Saw franchise in general. But yeah, just let me know, and maybe I'll do something else for another franchise, or maybe different just horror films or something. I don't know. Just thought it was kind of fun, and I've seen a lot of people do this, and I thought, why not be a part of something that everyone's doing? But anyways, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.